Howdy, friends, gamers, and other enthusiasts, to episode 000 of a new series that I'm creating for Battletech, the Paradox game using the mod BTA3062 or Battletech Advanced 3062. Essentially, it's an overhaul mod that changes the game slightly and adds new mechs, new features, and new mechanics, and also a new map, and changes the time period from about the 3025 era, which is the classic Battletech Paradox game, to the 3062 era. And this is the start of it. Now, when you download it for the first time, it requires this launcher. And when I first downloaded it, I said, okay, not really. I mean, how hard could it be? There's a few things you have to click on the buttons. I won't go through it. You can go to the website and find it yourself. It's a good, let me tell you, the little experience I've discovered about this game leads me to believe this is one of the best mods out there ever. When it comes to Battletech overhaul mods, there's three mods that I like to point out. I have played Road Tech before, and that's on the extreme spectrum. They also have a unique map and factions. And you can ally yourself with the factions, and if you ally yourself with your faction, you can actually turn or capture planets for your faction based on the missions you're doing and the win loss progress. And it's updated in real time to a server. So other players who are also playing have a chance to change planets for you as well. So you could even be fighting against other people in a sense, even though it's a single player game, fighting, percentages of planets. And once you get, the majority percentage, your faction could take over that planet. And of course, there's a lot of other features to it, new mechs, new, technologies. The Rogue Tech, the only problem I have found with Rogue Tech, and this is a personal preference, which is why I'm doing this video, I like the 3025, 3050, 3055, and 3062 era. Rogue Tech tends to go to the Dark Age era, and I don't like the Dark Age era. I like like I said, before. 3025 is perhaps my favorite. I like the idea of clans, which is the 3050 plus era. However, I think their weapons and equipment break the game. Regardless, before we start talking about clans and stuff like that, that launcher that I just showed, that's how you install the Battletech mod BTA3062 into your Battletech Paradox game. Then you launch it from there as well. For those who do not know the basic timeline of Battletech up to 3062, I got something for you. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know in the comments below. Battletech Advanced 3062. I hope you enjoyed that timeline of the Battletech Universe. So we are going to create a character and a game for Battletech 3062, BTA 3062. The time period is a chaotic one. The Chaos March is about. The Federated Commonwealth is broken. There's rebellion within the Federated Commonwealth. The clans have been defeated, but they're sore and want to still take over Earth and the Inner Sphere. There are a few clans in the Inner Sphere space, and there's the rest of the clans in clan space licking their wounds. The Inner Sphere has created the second Star League. It's a fledgling alliance and doesn't look well, but it's still moving along. And this is the era that we're going to start. How can we make a difference? First of all, what is the purpose of this gameplay? So I'm going to make this a difficult gameplay. I do have a few rules. One, I'm going to become a mercenary. The Mechs of Zinj was my very first group I played with in an old game called MPBT 3025 on AOL. It was technically not the first, but it was the first one I recognized and really enjoyed. And it was about to game, and they were a mercenary group. So we're going to continue the tradition. Create a mercenary group, and I'm going over the options. You look at it as I talk. I'm going to create a mercenary group. The history of the mercenary group is going to be Zinj, or MoZ for short. Was an old mercenary group that was created in Merrick space before 3025. By 3025, they migrated to Solaris, where they fell, you know, down on their luck, and met another group of people who were from Davion, the Federated Commonwealth. Actually, at that time, it was the Federated Sons, and not the Federated Commonwealth. Federated Commonwealth is a combination of both House Steiner and House Davion. Back in the 3025 era, they were not combined or joined yet. It was only the Federated Sons, which is House Davion. A small merc group of Ulans from the Federated Sons came, fought them a few times, had rivalries, and in the end, they became friends and they decided to merge up. And since the Mechs of Zinj had a slightly better bank account and more mechs, they just kept the name Mechs of Zinj. And then they grew to almost a reinforced regiment, almost size two, two types of regiments. And then the clan wars hit, and they were doing work in creative space, against some pirates, and the clans hit them hard. They pretty much got decimated, destroyed. Only a handful of Mexican pilots and personnel survived, unfortunately. In this alternate history of the Mexican, one of the family members, a young kid, grew up on stories of the Mexican and the exploits in Solaris. And after his father's death, he joined the Davian Special Forces, learned some traits, and found an old cache of battle mechs from the Mechs of Zinj era. Using his influence, he decided to form the new Mechs of Zinj mercenary group. And this is the story that we're going to start bringing. This young raw recruit has, very little mechwarrior experience, but has the zeal, interest, and more importantly, the finances, and is hopefully to create the actual Mecha-Zinj uh, mercenary group again. So let's create a new game. All right, so there's several different options, some of which are brand new. I've never seen these options. I'm going to turn friendly fire to all. No matter what happens, I definitely want to all. I'm going to make a mistake, and sometimes it happens. Contract payments, I'm keeping both the contract payment and salvage as normal. I need to make some money, and I don't want to be gypped on money. My goal is to have the multiplier at 1.6 to 1.7 or higher. I'm looking at the mech recovery chance. It really isn't affecting much. So if you lose your mech, there's a chance you can recover it. It's 100% seems good. I may change it, but I'm leaving it there for now. And we're going to start as a mercenary. Again, the backstory: we were a mercenary group. This kid, has decided to create a new mercenary group based on their family history, and very few pilots are willing to flock to them. So only two per system. Mech progression very slow. I may change that to slow and make the multiplier to very slow. The lowest amount of funds, sure. And notice how the Atlas face is turning more and more red. I'm playing around with the scrap values. For sure, the shop selling price 20-25%. The scrap returns, you should very rarely scrap unless it's an emergency. I may change it to a lower number to give me a higher number. I'm at 1.04, 1.15. Normal for right now. Enemy scaling, yes. All right, let's take a look at some. The goal is to have that total score multiplier to be 1.6 through 1.7, maybe even 1.75. So we're getting very close to it. But I'm still tweaking the numbers. I'm going to fast forward to the more important parts. Maybe I should say more exciting parts. With the power and magic of editing, I kind of fast forward the speed of the game to the more interesting parts. So character creation. Okay. So the first part is before I became a mercenary, I came from, and it gives you origins. The origins really don't matter too much. There's some story plots from time to time. More importantly, it gives you opening stats. I said, I kind of like Davian. It gives +1 to gunnery. I believe gunnery is the most important early skill. That being said, spoiler warning, I'm not going to max out gunnery. However, I do want at least 1 point in gunnery. And why do I want not max at gunneries? I'll explain when I get to that. So I'm looking at every choice to see if there's, anything else I would want. Gunnery piloting might be good. Gunnery guts might be good. Guts, you know, the more headshots you take, the more damage you take. If you fall down, you take damage. And the more guts you have, the more damage you take before your pilot gets killed, which is always a nice thing. Being killed can be a bad thing for a pilot. At least in my book, it is. And I think gunnery also gives you some special abilities and passives as well. So there's always that as well. It's now going to the second option. Before starting your company, you used to be aerospace pilot, piloting gunnery. I like piloting gunnery, and if you highlight the over aerospace pilot, it gives you information like bounty hunter, gunnery guts, but you also get 1% bonus to call shots. And it kind of implies it might even be less than 1%. That's not good. All right, officer training. You get +2 resolve, the commander does, whenever resolve is gained, I guess for the commander. Resolve is used for like special abilities and a few consumables. Off-road racer, I think this is a powerful one. The commander gets +30 to their unsteady steady threshold anytime the pilot gets hit. Actually, anytime the mech gets hit. Certain weapons, especially ballistics and missile weapons, will give an unsteady threshold increase. Once your threshold has been completely unsteady, your mech will fall, causing you to take pilot damage and you being effectively out for a round. The next one's going to be Off-World Smuggler. I think a weak one. This one's going to give you a 10% increase to sensor range, which, that's not that useful in my opinion. The last one is Special Operatives. +1 Tactics, +1 Guts. More importantly, the commander gains +2 better accuracy at maximum range, which ineffectively affects makes you a sniper, I would imagine. Long range weapons are more accurate, I think, is a bonus. And that's the one I'm going to be picking. I like everything I did, except I forgot one thing. And this is me from the future. This is voiceover. I forgot to change my name. So I'm going to fast forward it right back to the part where I recreate the universe, the game, and I get to the naming part. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, I believe I got everything right. It's at 1.6, which is where I was thinking I wanted to be. I'm just showing you everything I selected. Again, I do apologize, and I'm going to make this quick. Again, I'm going to use the magic power of editing and fast forward to at least the character portrait part. Everything else is going to remain the same. Right, I have a Federated Sons Davian start, special operative, and I'm going with life savings. I looked at the others, and having extra money, I think it would be the best thing. So the character portrait. I prefer to be called he. You may not know this, but I'm a
on the clock. What?
50-plus gentleman from Texas.
Wait. Come, Nerevar, friend or...
What do you need?
Ready, Commander.
Don't recognize that one.
Orders.
How might I?
Receiving you.
Hey there. Good to go.
Waiting for orders.
Ready for orders. Receiving you.
Standing by.
British. I think I like the British.
Yes, Commander.
But I'm just looking at the rest, or hearing the rest.
Receiving you.
Ready for orders. Orders? Standing by.
All right, I'm going for the male Brit. As for the portrait, spoiler warning, I already know which one I'm going to pick, and I'm going to select the one that kind of reminds me of the Star Sector portrait that we're playing in that other playthrough for Star Sector. It kind of looks like it. Not exactly, but close enough. Bluish with the helmet. Yeah, okay, I'll go for it. And this is something I could see myself. So my nickname, Commander. First name, BoydofZINJ. Last name, Zinj. Alright, I think we're finally ready. Again, life savings, I think, is the best one out of all those options. Battletech Advanced 3062. War is business and war never changes. Welcome to the Entier, Commander. You are a mercenary standing on the bridge of your Star League vintage dropship, the Argo. Your mech base have few choice mechs you scrounge up, and the Entier and beyond expands before you. This is your moment. Reach out and seize it. Make your name and your mark on the inner sphere. The moment of truth is upon us. Let's see what mechs we get, and more importantly, there's a loot box we get after hitting play for the first time. Let's start it and find out what we get. All right, I did zoom in. Let's zoom out. We're actually at the mech bay. We're gonna hit the play button to get the loot box. This is still episode 000, so there's no gameplay here. I do apologize about that. We're just setting up the world, but let's see what loot we get and what valuables we get. Hopefully something good. Come on. I can smell it good. Of course, I'm from the future, so I already kind of know, but let's find out. Okay, I noticed that on the top left, we only have 2,160 days to get as many points as we can earn for, I guess, top score. It gets multiplied by our multiplier. Interesting. I thought I had a multiplier 1.6. I don't understand why it's only 1.0. Who knows? I'm sure they'll get resolved. Okay, loot box time. Let's hit that play to get the loot box and find out what mechs we have and all that good stuff. I hope it's something useful. What do you think? Give me in the comments below if you get anything good from here. I usually get trash. Loot box, loot box. No whammies, no whammies. What? LRM10s? What the F? That's a rare? Now I didn't see anything special about this. Man, talk about whammy. I mean, it could have been at least an SRM6 or something. LRM10s? Man. I see I got some strafing run. Consu, don't know what that is. You know, I'll take a look at it later. Ammo, machine gun ammo, large laser, AC5, LRM5s. Talk about whammo. Well, this will make an interesting run, that's for sure. That's for sure. All right, it's time to look for at both our mech base as well as our barracks. What am I going to click first? Mech bay. Mechs are more important, in my opinion. A hunchback, an AC-20 hunchback. I hope that could be very deadly early. Let's look at the other mechs. The javelin. Now I believe this is the SRM variant of javelin, 3025 variant. Not bad, decent light. Next one's a Wasp 20 tonner, mediocre. A Valkyrie 30 tonner, okay, but better than Wasp. And what's the last mech? A BJ3? I think that's Blackjack. It's 3025 variant, I believe. But still, it's a heavy. I mean, heavy. It's a medium, a 45 ton medium. I like these mechs. These are decent start off mechs. Everything except the Wasp. I may sell off the Wasp for early cash. I only want to drop with Lance of 4, and I see myself with the 2 mediums, Valkyrie, and the Javelin early on. Let me know in the comments if you think otherwise. Alright, let's take a look at the barracks and see what crew I got. I got enough skill points to upgrade my paladin, which I will increase. I want to have them all at least even at the very least, and I'm going to concentrate on gunnery. My goal is to have gunnery as my primary stat,
complete.
and at +1 on
Ready, Commander.
all other skills, or have gunnery at +1. I see this person, Bloody Dose. I remember, this must be like one of the programmers or something for this
Receiving
mod.
you.
I don't recognize
Waiting
him,
for orders.
but has
Ready
a
for
voice.
orders.
I'm just looking at the various stuff. I'll let you glance at it. I'm going to be quiet as we inspect these troops.
Ready for orders.
The very bottom one's the most interesting one, though.
Confirmed.
Aye, aye. Commander?
This last mech warrior, hopefully I'm not butchering the name, Revelstay, is an amazing mech warrior. It has a special affinity with archers. It also has a special ability. I imagine it's going to be with tactics since he has a 8 in tactics. Yep, I see that weird ability. Sure enough, none of the others have this ability. Target prediction.
Yes,
Oh
Commander.
boy,
Receiving you.
this looks very powerful. Target prediction, +2 accuracy for the remainder of the turn, does not affect this unit. 3 cooldown, cost 30 resolve. Good for landsmates. This could be like a trainer person probably. Interesting, interesting. Very powerful. Master tactician, whatever.
Commander. Got something you want done? Standing by.
What are your orders, Skipper?
Orders?
Receiving you.
Ready, Commander.
Yes, Commander.
Ready, Commander.
Ready for orders.
Ready, Commander.
Standing by.
Ready, Commander.
This is episode 0. Let's also change the name of the company. We're going to call this BoydofZINJ. And yeah, customized company. There we go. And MoZ, BoydofZINJ. And then we're going to, get a flag and color it a little bit. Since I'm blue, I might also make the primary color kind of bluish. Let me know in the comments below if you have a preference on what colors I should be. I'm just looking at the upgrades we could do. I'm not going to do any upgrades. Again, that'll be episode one. We're just looking at them right now. I'm thinking structure repair, or actually, I'm thinking repaired power conduits is the one we should go for. Even though some of these others might be slightly more useful, I think that's the one I'm going to pick first. But again, I might not. I want to take a look at the map. I haven't seen the map. This will be the first time me looking at the map. And remember, I'm from the future, so this is technically my second time. I noticed that to the north, it looks like it's going to the quarters. Playing Rogue Tech, it looks like that's the pathway to the clans, but doesn't have the clan homeworlds. I wonder if it's because, quote unquote, my quote unquote character hasn't discovered them. I'm not sure. I may have to ask on Discord about that. That's very interesting. Of course, I could be sneaky, cheeky, breezy, and pick a different character. So I'm going to play around here. I'm going to stay in the star sector probably, see what missions they're up. But I'm just looking around. I haven't decided exactly which way I'm going to go. I'm thinking towards Solaris. Again, in the original game, MPBT 3025, it was a Solaris game. And I wouldn't mind going back to my roots. And of course, there's some interesting mech fights. And if I remember my Battletech lore, there is some major riots and events happening on Solaris this year. So these modders may be having events on Solaris, and there's events all over too. I have to pick and choose where I want to go eventually. But for right now, I'll probably stay here and do one or two missions and then move on. All right, with the power and magic of editing, I fast forwarded the speed of the gameplay to see what missions are available. Some credence, which means I'll probably do a credit mission. Again, I'm not going to select them. I'm just glancing at them, just to give an idea of what type of missions I could see. I'll probably stick on my first mission half star. Even though I could probably do full star, I just want to do a half star for my first mission probably. All right, I'm going to save the game. This will conclude my first playthrough, episode 000 of the Zinj BTA3062 Alpha Lance. Now, technically, this is supposed to be a company, but I'm calling it Alpha Lance, or maybe Alpha Company. But this, right now, we're only a Lance, so it kind of makes sense to be a Lance style. In the future, I may, increase the Alpha Lance to be Alpha Company, but we're technically still a Lance. For those who are not aware of Battletech lingo, a Lance is for battle mechs. A company is 3 lances worth of mechs, so 12 mechs. And of course, there's support units and blah blah blah, all that stuff. And we have some support crew here. All right, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I really am looking forward to playing this. I love Battletech. Again, I've been playing Battletech since the 90s tabletop version. I played all the MechWarrior games. I have MechWarrior 5. I'll probably be picking that up. There's new DLC coming out soon. Likewise, I love the Paradox game. I'm disappointed that they're not continuing making additional DLC or games for the Paradox Battletech. And I love the mods I've seen, the overhaul mods, such as Rogue Tech, the enhanced 3025 version, and now I'm trying BTA 3062, and it looks amazing so far. I'm talking amazing. Thank you very much for coming on this journey. And again, I'm a low content creator. Please hit the like button. Subscribe really helps for the sake of engagement. Please leave a comment if you're shy, and I understand that. I'm an introvert as well. It's okay to leave an emoji. Until then, thank you very much. It's that time of the video where I say adios. Thank you for watching. And if you're hearing this, I really like to say thank you for staying at least this long or skipping to the end. I really appreciate it. Better yet, the YouTube gods seem to enjoy it.
Please like, subscribe, click on the bell icon, send notification alerts. It really does help content creators like myself. I need the help. If you have any suggestions about my YouTube content or my channel or about this video, I'd love to hear it. Please leave a comment. Regardless, I'd like to thank you for watching. Stay safe, be entertained, enjoy life, and until next time, adios, goodbye. Hope your RNG is better than mine. Thank you.
All hands, initiate shutdown sequence.